AFTV, it's the morning after the night before. It still hurts. I'm still in pain after that performance last night. It was really, really bad. Arsenal losing to Chelsea by 4-1. And yeah, I just thought I'd do a little reflective video. I was just literally talking to loads of fans down in this hotel in the breakfast hall. There's lots and lots of Arsenal fans staying here. And I was just having a chat with some of those fans. And almost universally, everybody's just really, really disappointed with what they saw last night. There's a lot of fans there that now have got to make the long trip home. Luckily enough for me, I've got like a direct flight, but there's a guy I was just chatting to who he came via Georgia. He's got to do like a 15-hour, is it 15 hour? No, 11-hour train journey now to get back to there so he can then get a plane. And even then he's going to have to wait another 5 hours. This is what fans have got to go through to get to these places, you know. You know what, also, by the way, I saw, just to dispel something with these haters out there, right? I saw a thing on Twitter where there were some fans having a go at us. Oh yeah, you're going to make a load of money. There was some, I think when these guys were doing a live stream, they were jokingly talking about how they'd received a $200 donation, and they sarcastically said, oh, suppose everyone's going to say we're profiting off of loss. And somebody's tried to take that and use that and say, oh, Arsenal Fan TV are happy we lost, we profited off of loss. Listen, when I see things like that, it really makes me sick. You know that? These little keyboard warriors who sit at home, don't make no effort to get to games, and are quick to point the finger. Listen, it's cost us nearly $7,000 to come in. Not $200, $7,000 to get out of there to watch Arsenal. We've been at every game in the Europa League this season. Vorskla away, when that was in the Ukraine, when the Ukraine was under martial law, and practically nobody went to that game. We were there. There's no profit in those games, mate. So when I see things like that, you know, some people just get a life with you. Stop hating. You know, stop hating and just get yourself a life, man, you know. But anyway, I don't like to waste time with these idiots. But listen, I was downstairs and I was just chatting to a lot of the fans down there. And I think almost universally, a lot of the Arsenal fans down there are worried about the future. It's not so much the game last night and what happened. You know, we got to a cup final. We got to say that as a positive. We got one step further than we did last year. But yeah, we were humiliated in the final. But what's worrying a load of fans is they're like, we want to see what the plan is now for the future. They've seen this week that Newcastle are supposed to be getting an investment in from a sheikh in Dubai. They see what Man City have done, what Liverpool have done. They see what, you know, Man United will do. Man United will come again. We know Man United have got a lot of resources. They'll come again. Chelsea, unless they have their transfer ban, they'll come again, right? They're going to sell Hazard. They'll get a load of money for him. They'll strengthen again. They've already bought him like Pulisic. Teams like Wolves, Leicester. In my opinion at the moment, we are no better than those teams. Those teams are on the same level as us, I feel, and could catch us up. Everton, if Masuri gets his investment right. So what is the plan here at Arsenal? I know they've done a video the other day where they were talking about transfers and etc., etc. What is the plan going forward? Where do we want this club to go? And that's what a lot of the fans downstairs were all asking. They're like, what is it? Because they're all university just saying that we're just fed up of this humiliation. Every time we seem to go away from home, which is basically every time we step outside of our comfort zone, we're out of the comfort of home, we're getting destroyed. We just capitulate. So we can all see what the team needs, right? The team needs a decent defence, a defence that's going to stand up to the best of attacks and is going to be solid. Like a guy just said to me downstairs, back to the days when we used to win games 1-0, right? We need a solid defence. We need a spine in that team, a solid spine in that team. And we probably need a couple of wingers. But it needs major surgery because right now that team that we have at Arsenal, we have to be honest, is a very average team. And probably 5th place and reaching the final of the Europa League is the best maybe that the manager could have got out of it. We should have really got in the top 4 because the only really as well could have got into that top 4 because basically the other teams that were above us fell apart just like what we did and left a little opportunity for us to get into the top 4. But if we're being honest, we're not better than Chelsea. We're not better than Spurs. I have to say it. I have to be honest about it. At this present moment in time, Spurs are better than us. They're in the Champions League final, right? We're better than Man United because they're in disarray. We don't have better players than them. We're better than them because they're in disarray. So 5th was probably the right position we got in. And how are we going to change this? And the only people who can decide that is going to be the management of this club, which is Unai Emery, the guys above him, Sanelli, etc. And then, more importantly, the owners of the club. Are they going to give the manager a decent amount of money to spend? What about them putting a bit of money into their pocket for once and saying, all right, we haven't made the Champions League, but how do we get back into the Champions League? Because come on, the team that we've got right now, even if you add a couple of players, that's not going to be good enough to get back into the Champions League. It needs surgery. It needs surgery if we're going to get back into the Champions League. And believe you me, it's about to get harder to get Champions League places because you're going to have about 8 teams that are all capable of beating each other at the top of that division next season. And if we don't get our act together, we could fall below 5th and 6th. We could fall completely out of it. So my message to the board is just going by reaction off of those fans that I was just talking to. And I was talking to loads of fans downstairs. And these are not, I'm talking about these fans here are die-hard fans. Die-hard fans. These are the fans, you know what? I listen to all fans. But when I was just going back to that keyboard warrior thing I was talking about earlier, I don't listen to keyboard warriors, but these type of fans here, I listen to when they talk because they're die-hard. They go home and away. They go Europe. When those guys talk to me, even when they're criticising AFTV, I listen to those guys because I value their opinion. Because you know what? Those guys, they've been following Arsenal through thick and thin and will continue to do so. And when they talk, I listen. I may not agree with everything they say, but I listen to these guys. And basically what they're saying is something needs to change now. Give Unai Emery a chance. That's what we want to see this summer, Stan Kroenke. Give Unai Emery a chance. Last season, you didn't give him a chance. You bought him in, you gave him £50 million to spend. Right? We've got rid of one of our best players in Aaron Ramsey. Right? The manager's obviously got a problem with Ozil because he hasn't even been playing him away from home in a lot of games this season. Remember, there was that period he stopped playing him, and we can see why after the final yesterday. So maybe might have to cut our losses with Ozil and moving on. I don't know. Listen, there's still fans who love Ozil. Or is it that you keep Ozil but bring in better players around him? You know, but something needs to happen on that part. And the defence. That defence needs sorting out. Right back, Hector Bellerin hopefully will be back for next season, but we don't know how long it will take him to fully recover. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has done his best as backup, but we need better. He's a guy really, he's a midfielder playing as a right back. Lichtsteiner hasn't worked. He's obviously going to move on, right? Koscielny probably has to move on. Socrates, well, we just brought him in, but he's a top quality centre-back. He needs somebody next to him probably who is. Nacho Monreal, I feel that, you know, again, an aging left-back. We need a young, hungry left-back who's going to get up and down the wing. Is Kolasinac good enough to play that wing-back position that we've been trying to play? You know, is Xhaka deserving of a place in this team after so many years? Has he really, you know, made that impact that we really want to see. You know, wingers, do we have, you know, are we going to give the manager the funds to go out there and get a top quality winger that can go down that wing with pace? Who's going to replace Aaron Ramsey? There's no goals from midfield, really. Is there? I mean, I know Alex Iwobi scored last night, but there's not really goals from midfield. So lots of stuff is needed this summer. And we'll be keeping a close eye on it. Of course, Transfer Daily is going to return on the 1st of June. So Saturday, we're back. And I'm hoping for a lot of activity this season. But my message to Josh Kroenke, Stan Kroenke, whoever's running the club, because we don't even know. Stan Kroenke weren't even here last night. I was watching Aston Villa play the other day in the playoffs. Even Prince Harry was there, right? Supporting his team. Where was Stan Kroenke yesterday? But anyway, all my message to them is give Unai Emery a chance. Give him a chance to succeed. Give him some funds. If you don't, we're going to be in the same position next season.